Why don't we do train videos anymore?
That's a sticky question, you guys.
That's a
very
sticky question. Okay, so look, you guys have asked us a bunch of questions and we are going to be here to finally answer them for you. There's a lot. I haven't even got all of them, so we're gonna make a little series.
Let me see.
No,
Let me see this.
there's a way to do it. Look, I put them in like different formats. There's train related, gaming, animals, the Izzys, random, some other stuff, Bubs, who's gaming with his friend right now.
First question, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
First question. What are you gonna do with your collection of Thomas Wooden Railway toys when you're done with them? Let's go up there.
Okay.
We do have quite a bit. We don't get rid of the wooden ones. And why not, Daddy?
Because they are forever. We will never be done with them. We will always build tracks.
This is our collection. I remember buying literally each and every one of these. Okay, maybe not every single one of them.
I
but
remember all of them.
where did we buy this from?
1918.
You don't remember anything.
I don't remember.
I think what's gonna happen whenever it's time, and who knows when that's gonna be, because yeah, we'll probably end up selling like years from now. We're just gonna go little by little.
Next question.
Gaming question.
Okay.
What is your favorite accomplishment in Minecraft? The tree houses. I love the tree houses.
Give me a second. That's a very big question.
Okay.
I've actually never shown you guys, but when the Bees was around 2, we used to play upstairs on the Xbox, and I built a massive castle, and then it got deleted. But
I remember
that was,
that.
you remember? It was
Yeah,
white. It was made out of all quartz.
Yeah.
That was my favorite Minecraft achievement.
This one's about cats. We love your cats. Please more videos about them as I'm following one.
Oh, poopy poopy.
Tell me when you can spot the cat.
I love this game. I love this tool.
What are you doing under there, huh? You're usually in the sink, buddy. What are you doing under there?
Okay.
Oh, hi.
Mr. Fluffy handsome boy.
So why do we not have a cat channel? Because we have the Izzys, which is kind of everything encompassing.
Yeah,
It's
all
of it.
things, all things. Video games, cats, fish
House,
tanks.
bedroom.
And also, real talk, babe, the real reason why we don't do it is because if we keep chopping up all of our interests, the Izzies will have nothing to shoot.
We won't have a thing.
Well, we can't shoot games because we have game time. We can't shoot animals because we have animal time. Yeah, we need something in our catch-all main channel. How did you come up with the name Izzy for the channel?
So I have a cousin named Izzy. We wanted to be, what's the word, incognito?
Incognito.
We wanted to be incognito, and so I'm like, you know what? Let's name our first girl Izzy if we ever have a girl. We never had a girl.
We had the Beebs.
We had the Beebs.
Yeah.
And then Izzy became Izzy's. Well, Izzy's Toy Time.
It just stuck.
It's stuck. We liked the name and we wanted to be incognito.
Yep.
There it is.
How did you get into YouTube? What jobs did you used to do? Whose idea was it to become YouTubers?
Oh, we have two very different stories on this. You go first.
Okay.
And then I'll sit in a corner and do mine.
Okay. Wait. No. You're thinking about a different one, babe.
No. How'd we do YouTube?
How did we get into YouTube?
Go on.
Okay. Let's see. We were both working full-time jobs, and then you got laid off. Right?
Yeah.
You got laid off. We were pregnant. It was a very stressful time. And that's wrong. That's not it at all. You weren't pregnant.
What?
You weren't pregnant.
No, I'd already had him.
You had already had a kid. Okay.
I'm keeping that in there.
Okay. It was
this is why we're telling two different stories.
Look, it was a long time ago, and I do remember I was cooking the Beebs something. Beebs was like 2 months old or 6 months old or something, and I gave him an iPad just to entertain him while I cooked him some breakfast. And I can't remember what YouTube channel was on that he was watching, but I was looking over his shoulder and I was going, oh my gosh, we could do this. And so I pitched it to you, and I was like, hey, I know that we can't really afford it right now, but let's go to Best Buy and get a camera. And let's just try it out. And if it doesn't work, we can very carefully rewrap the camera up and then quietly return it and pretend like we never used it, but it'll be a gamble. Let's try it. And then our first video went viral. And that was that. We were YouTubers. And
We're YouTubers.
we didn't quit our jobs for a long time. We were YouTubers and with full-time jobs for like 2 years, right? And then at some point we switched and we're like, I guess we do this full time now. And so we quit. And we've been doing it for what, 6 years now? 5 years?
Babe, 4 years.
No, it's been longer than 4 years.
No,
Guaranteed.
2016. It was 2016 of June.
4 years. It feels much longer than that. Yeah.
His time is skewed always.
So let's see, 4 years around, probably between all three channels, over 2,000 videos, hundreds of hours, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
All right, y'all ready for my version?
Yes, here, hold the camera.
Hold on, we gotta sit down. It's gonna be a while.
Oh, dear, no, come on, the abridged version.
No,
Okay.
You said I could do it. Here, prop it right there. I'll just sit here by myself and talk to myself.
For real?
Yeah.
All right, babe, you're rolling. Hold on, let me rotate a little bit so we can
Let
get
me
Mr.
get
Fluff Fluff in the... Wow, this is gonna be a long answer. Okay, all right.
Long answer.
You're
Let me
good.
just get comfy.
You're good, bro.
So what had happened was, let's get comfy. I had lost my job when Bubs was 2 months old. I got a knock on my door from my good boss. I had a good boss and a bad boss. I got a knock on my door and he said that I'd lost my job. They were gonna give me one more month of pay. I was going through postpartum. We didn't want to deal with it like we should have, but we were like, okay, you know what? Let's just hit the ground running. We're on one income and we have a baby and nobody to help us. There's no family in town. So we were just kind of booking it. I started doing editing odd jobs late at night so I could take care of Bubs in the morning and then work at night. I was getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. So tired. This is kind of where the train thing came in because Eddie would wake up really early and I slept in late because I was up till 4 or 5 in the morning editing for another company out of Canada, which hired me, thank you. And they worked with my hours so I could take care of my baby. He would wake up in the morning and take care of Bubs for hours so that I could get some sleep. And then he would go to work. I'd gotten a sale off of Craigslist and it was $50 for this massive container of a bunch of tracks. Every single morning, Eddie would wake up and he would build a track for Bubs. Every morning, a different track so that he could play with it. And that's kind of what started the whole tracks thing. 2 years into it, he was looking over his shoulder and he was like, hey, look, you could do this with your background. I'm like, look, I've got these obligations with Canada. I need to do this. And Eddie, this is the stuff he leaves out. And I'm like, he shouldn't be leaving this out because he's not giving himself enough credit for what happened. He was like, oh, I'll help you. You do your obligations with Canada and you teach me how to edit. And I sat there and taught him how to edit. And there he was. And so we were just throwing everything at it. And then he was like, look, let's just keep on going and see if this takes. So he said, look, 1 video a day for 30 days. If it doesn't take, I hear people make money doing this. If it doesn't take, then you quit. But if it does take, and you make more than Canada, you quit Canada and you work on this. So the first month it took, because that first one went viral. And then the second month I was able to quit Canada. And then a year later, he was able to quit his job. And we do full-time YouTube on 3 channels, which is just takes a lot of time. There was a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, a whole lot of work. But that's the gist, that's my story. It's been a long road and an amazing one. It's been 4 years of awesome and hard work, a lot of hard work. For sure. Okay. That's my side of the story. I'm a talker, man. I just talk a lot. I'm sorry. So the next question is, what is your secret to a happy marriage? What's our secret?
Lots of laughs.
That is a lot of laughs.
Talk it out.
Talk it out.
Don't let problems fester.
No, never go to sleep angry.
No.
We both have a bit of anxiety, and so we kind of get anxious throughout the day if one of us is bad, so we end up like running to each other.
Basically, my
talking.
capacity for like human emotion is just ridiculously amazing. That I can detect like subtle mood shifts.
Oh my gosh, he can. Hi, Miss
Hey,
Kiki.
big girl.
So basically, it's communication. It's been a work in progress for many, many years. Speaking of, that's one of the other questions. How did we meet?
We've both been in Austin for what? Over 10 years, right?
Yeah, I've been in
The
for
timeline is fuzzy.
It's fuzzy for him. I know it to a T.
So before we got married and we were, living the single life, I was in a, what's it called when a bunch of people live in a big house?
Commune.
I was in a commune and we put out an ad needing another roommate.
I was living in a house that was infested with rats, and one of the rats ate through my printer, and my friend was like, why don't you get on Craigslist and find new roommates? And I'm like, okay. And guess who was my roommate?
Mm-hmm.
And then right before we moved in, he's like, I want to date you. And I'm like, wait, what?
That's basically what happened, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, we're about to move in together. He's like, I'm a risk taker.
Let's do it. Let's gamble.
And that is, that's the gist of our relationship, really. Look at her tail is right there. Will there be any huge Lego projects in the future?
Yes. With your permission, I would like to buy another massive 14,000 piece set.
We're not spending any money right now because COVID hit us very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
But look.
And before that, Kappa hit us.
Yeah. So in the future, but yes, I love those big Lego projects.
Which takes us to another question, which was, why don't we do train videos anymore?
That's a sticky question, you guys.
That's a
That's a
very
sticky question. So we were sort of forced. I mean, as you guys know, as we just mentioned earlier in this video, this is our living. Like, we make a living as YouTubers, professional YouTubers. And at some point, it became not financially viable for children's content. So we had a lot of long, tough conversations, right, babe?
One of them was doing a face reveal.
Yeah, face reveal is one of them.
But
That
not
was
for
another
Bubba,
change.
and
Yeah.
that's another question.
That's another question. But yeah, but to continue answering this one, we had to slowly shift and not be like purely kids. Now we wanted to sort of migrate slowly from Izzy's Toy Time to the Izzys in order to be more family oriented
And vloggy.
Vloggy, yeah. Just because Kappa, like, basically they put their foot down and we're like, if you are a kids content provider, you cannot show ads, or you can only show ads in a very limited capacity, and that like just kneecapped us.
So we're still keeping it family friendly, plain and simple, because our son watches YouTube too, and we are putting content out that we would be okay with our kid watching. Have we thought about building an outside permanent railway? No.
Not just now. Now I'm like sizing things. Ben, no, I mean we should now, like
We
tonight.
should. Wait, wouldn't things rust?
We could figure that out.
Which, speaking of, that's another one. When are we gonna do our model railway?
That would be super. I know. After the COVID thing, like, because right now everything is still up. So right now we have Kappa, which we just talked about, and on top of that, all of the advertisers, which is how we make our money on YouTube, they all just basically press pause on all of their campaigns because the world is just on pause. So we're on pause. So after that, after, you know, everything sort of simmers out and stabilizes again, game on.
Yeah, and I have a bunch of Trackmasters that we just don't use anymore. A lot of really cool sets that you guys have seen in my shame closet, and I am gonna sell them, but it's a little bit too big for me to do by myself. But a buddy of mine is gonna help me out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna help me out.
That'll help fund
And that'll help fund it.
this depression.
Yeah, and he'll help me out in a couple of months, so you'll definitely know about that when it happens.
Well, guys, it looks like this is going to be a 3-parter video. So we're going to cap it here and we'll pick it up again on the next video. Right, man?
Yep.
All right, let's do this.
Bye-bye.